Guys, so for my last film at USC Film School, my senior thesis film, I was cinematographer on a movie that takes place in outer space.
Operators, watch your data care. 9.5046.
So it was back in spring of 2025 when one of my best friends, Octavian, got the role to direct a film called STARMAN. And this film takes place in the space station where an astronaut has to overcome his past fears and trauma of being an astronaut and help a terminally ill boy experience space with this future technology for the first time. So it's a very heartfelt drama film that is very ambitious, right? Most films, they're written for Earth, and this one happens to not be on Earth. I was brought on to be the cinematographer, and this was months before actual production began. So when I was first brought on, I hit up my classmates to crew up the different positions under my department. So I found my gaffer, my ACs, and my key grip, and they were finding people under them like the grips and electrics. After I got the team together, I was very much talking with the director on the looks and feelings for each scene and kind of what he's trying to go for. And at that point, he was still doing a lot of rewrites with the writer. So fast forward, the summer passes and the semester's about to start, and we were about to shoot. We had one test weekend and 3 actual weekends of filming. It's a 13-minute short film. There were so many moving pieces, especially being a USC film. There's a lot of guidelines and rules that we kind of have to follow. Weeks leading up to the first test weekend, I was meeting with the director more and more frequently, talking about exactly what we're looking for. He was giving me the storyboards and shot lists so I have a better idea of what we're capturing. The script is finally being locked. So we were shooting this movie on the FX9s, and we checked them out from the university. They gave us a whole lighting package as well. So, a lot of things we needed were already there. Also, another good thing was that we were filming on the sound stages at USC, and we're actually custom building the sets. And our production designer really killed it. It looked phenomenal. I learned how much PD affects cinematography. Yeah, we were quickly approaching the first test weekend. I was placing the rental orders, working with the producers, figuring out the budget for camera, and I think we saved a lot of money because we didn't have to get a lot of the G&E equipment since the school already provided it, which was so lucky because we really didn't have that much of a budget for cinematography. And then test weekend quickly approached. What's up, guys? It is day 1 of STARMAN. Basically, it's the test shoot day. I'm gonna be going to the stage and setting it up and testing a ton of different equipment. It's gonna be a fun day. We had some very specific things we wanted to try out, like things with the dolly. We also tried things like with different lighting setups, different reflections, testing how the costume can interact with the lighting. That weekend went really smooth. We got really a lot of answers to a lot of the concerns we had. We try to simplify the storyboard and the shots a lot more to be more doable, I guess, with the equipment that we had. This was such an important weekend, and I've really never done this before, having a test weekend, but if you kind of have the luxury of having that, definitely go for it. And then the actual production weekends quickly were approaching. First weekend is going to be the hospital scene and the airlock scene. So the hospital scene, we wanted to do a huge overhead on top, and I was working with the gaffer on figuring out the diagrams and stuff. We're making a daytime sunlight on a stage that's pitch black, right? Also, we wanted to show that Owen is in his head, that the boy is very much disoriented. He's in his own world. We want to be subjective in this scene. So we got these really interesting vintage lenses that are rehoused. They're called the lomography Petzval lenses. We were doing a lot of different equipment tests leading up to this week as well, with the gimbal, with the lens itself. And then I was also able to get a loaner mantis, which is an attachment that goes on a easy rig that makes it so much more stable, which huge shout out to Blackbird for letting us do that. We only had 5 hours to shoot one of the most important couple of scenes in this movie, which is crazy. We showed up really early that day, like around 7, where the cinematography professor who was teaching class that morning let us kind of set up certain things that we needed to set up. And then, you know, I picked up equipment, we came in.
Just make sure that there's nothing in that pathway.
Our team was building the walls, you know, the flats, putting them together, putting production design up, getting the lights all set up and integrated into the set.
Just another day in the office.
And I think that was another important thing for us, is to integrate the lighting into the sets. This looks freaking sick, guys.
Happy birthday to you.
Which one of y'all? Very good. Very good set.
The hospital scenes went really well, and we're really proud of the look we got. The overhead shot was very nice. We used an FX3 for that shot because we didn't want to drop the camera on the kid's head.
And then we'll go up until space door.
The next day we were shooting the airlock scene. This day was a lot more rushed because it was so much more things to build, and I guess we really did focus a lot of energy on the hospital. So then the airlock, we were trying to scramble to make that work, and honestly we had some really beautiful shots from this. It's a very different look because, you know, we're in outer space and the dude, you know, it's supposed to be zero gravities, so we had a lot of the props like on fishing lines to make them more floating, which is, you know, it was tough to do, but I think we pulled it off really well.
Oh. Wait, that was good.
I was on a lot of handheld movements as well. Yeah, this day I think we learned a lot of, you know, production design for a space station, which I think really helped set us up for success in the following weekends. So after we shot everything, our editor took all the footage, so I wasn't able to look at it until Tuesday, but I think it really turned out good. It gave us a lot of new ideas how we wanted to approach it. I think a huge decision we made was shooting the rest of the movies on these vintage lenses. And these lenses are similar ones they use in the movie Poor Things that have that circular bokeh in the end, which was such a good look. And then we returned the gear and then picked up the gear again for the new weekend. And then we were ready to go.
I feel great.
Also, keep in mind, we are making a space movie, so like...
We put a lot of effort into building the sets. This was gonna be the lab module, one of the biggest set builds. We had to put so many different little e-waste on these panels, and we stayed up till like 2 in the morning. And the production designer probably spent way more time, but like I stayed up with them super late to get it to look good. On Friday, we were really fortunate that we got let in early to start setting up everything. Gave us a lot of time to set up the set, so on the day of filming we can just mostly focus on filming. And also that was gonna be one of the most important days because that was the day we had the wires. So we had these stunt people come in who we can hook our talent to, and he's on this wire thing.
Ma'am, I don't like your attitude. I'm gonna need you to step. I feel threatened.
We had so many different people volunteering and helping out. Super grateful for all these people. It was funny because, you know, it was a lot of people. There still seemed like so much more work to be done. What we decided to do is a little competition of who can make the best wall on the space station, and people immediately got to work. And I think when you put a little bit of fun to this, a little bit of challenge, people lock in and do better work, right? And just up the stakes a little bit. And quickly, you know, the set came together super fast.
I think you're all winners.
We're able to figure out how to integrate more lighting into it. We drilled holes and putting little Christmas lights into it, so they're like in the background like little bokeh, which looked beautiful. We also designed this like Christmas tree thing that looked like little lights in the background that also added a lot to it. Yeah, so quickly we know we got to filming day. This is wire day, right?
That is my favorite one.
We had two sets in one actually. We had the lab module set and then we had the space area set. And this is where our talent was on wires and he was like floating in space. I was shooting up on a ladder with this really interesting lens. I also did 2 takes with different lenses too, just to make sure we get the best quality for VFX. Our VFX guy was on set, you know, measuring things with his 360 camera and like a little circle ball thing. And yeah, our cinematography professor also paid us a visit, giving us some safety advice on set. And then afterwards we were filming the lab module, so our talent was floating through the space as well. We had a lot of great time filming this scene. It really looked beautiful. I was really proud of the whole entire cine team and art team for pulling it all together. It actually looked like a space station. It looked like Alien Romulus, right? And it looks really good. Our assistant directors, you know, was keeping us on track the previous weekend. We kind of ran out of time and the stage manager was like, you guys gotta leave, like you guys gotta pack up. And we were still in the middle of a take. So this weekend, I also got like a quarterback wristband where I put the shot list on there, so I was able to keep track. And it was really cool because, you know, we were pretty much doing 1 shot per 2 minutes. Like we were moving through it super fast. Everyone was so efficient. We gotta set up a big light overhead, right? 2 minutes, done. On day 4, we kind of filmed the same stuff as day 3. This time we didn't have the wires, so we had to do a lot of, you know, cheating with the blocking and just faking the anti-gravity effect. Our setups were the same, and yeah, we pulled off a lot of complex camera moves, a lot of ones where we had to manually focus. First AC killed it. We did a lot of stuff on the Dana dolly as well. Our gaffer had all of the lights integrated into the scene, controlled by an iPad, so we were able to do some cool effects, really mimicking the whole spaceship look. So then afterwards we had daily screening in class, and we kind of talked through the shots, getting more advice, and then this is our last weekend of filming. So sad. We were, you know, meeting with the directors and the team, talking about the shot list, how we wanted to move through the scenes as efficiently as possible. We set up for the day of filming, and it was a ton of fun. This was gonna be the sleeping quarters, and the sleeping quarters had sleeping bags and padding on it. It's another different look than the lab module, but it looked incredible. And the lighting is a little bit different. We wanted to integrate it. It was more vertical lighting.
Thomas did not say that was okay.
What was super fun filming on the stage is we have these Chapman dollies that, you know, can go up and down, pan left and right, and it was really helpful. What wasn't helpful actually was when we had to manually pull focus on these vintage lenses, since we couldn't put the nucleus on it. That was one of the most painful things we ever had to do. It was so annoying. We had tried like so many different ways to figure out how to mount the nucleus on the lens. It was kept falling off every time, so we decided to just pull manually, and our first AC freaking killed it. Looked super sharp the whole time. Last day of filming, we shot more of the sleeping quarter, and then we shot some of the outer space stuff, and then did some more pickups on the airlock. Kind of a lot of the stuff that we weren't able to get in the previous days, we finally got it on the last day. And it really does look incredible. I'm like, this is one of my best films that I've DP'd. Everyone just like, the vibes on set was just so fun. During lunch, we'd be playing football. Afterwards, we did more screenings in class, and the editors really got to work grinding out the cut. Really proud of how it turned out. And I'm excited to show you guys once it's fully done. I'm gonna color soon, probably later this week with my colorist. It's gonna be fun. We're testing a lot of new inventive ways of making it look Beautiful. I think with every set, you know, you just gotta come at it with a growth mindset where you can really take away as much as you can. Sometimes when something not what you wanted happen could be the better thing. I really wanted to, I guess, direct the senior thesis films, but because I didn't get to direct it, I was able to get a bunch of other opportunities that I wouldn't trade for this, and I think I had such a good time being a cinematographer that I definitely see myself pursuing this as a freelance cinematographer. I just had so much fun. Like, I was waking up on Saturday, you know, 5 in the morning, and I was like so pumped to like go to set and work with these people and just like make something beautiful happen. And it's just, I just had the best time doing this, and I just kind of owe it to everyone on this project for making it. This is one of the most memorable sets, and being my last one at USC was very meaningful. And if you guys want to see how I was able to pull together a similar scale set as a director, then check out this video right here. See you guys there. Peace out.